This is cool. We have followed the greatness, the events, the stars, etc. I'm going to run through some headlines and give you some differing opinions. Simone Biles, I don't know if you know, she fell off the balance beam today in her final event. She fell. She didn't win a medal there, but she finishes up with 7 golds for her career now. And she says she may come back in 2028. She was absolutely amazing. And of course, I did the commentary last week that she should get another gold medal for what she's done for the mental health of all kids and all athletes by speaking out what she did during the Tokyo Olympics, leaving, etc. And I got a bunch of really nice emails from people, including parents, that said, right on, what Simone Biles has done to become the voice and the face of, I have a problem, I'm asking you for help. For her to do that has meant an awful lot to the young kids of America. She also made a political comment. I don't know if you caught wind of this one. Holy cow. So we have the former president, Trump, who just opens his mouth and all kinds of junk comes out. So he appears before black journalists in Chicago last week and just spouts all the stuff about immigration. And he says, migrants that they've allowed to come across the border, they're taking all the black jobs. And the Chicago Tribune reporter, African-American, said, how would you describe a black job? And Trump didn't really have an answer and kind of meandered around it. Anyhow, Simone Biles is all offended by this. At the Paris Olympics at a press conference, she's closing out a press conference. She says, by the way, I really enjoy my black job.
Awesome.
Take that, Trump.
Yeah,
holy
right on.
cow. So Simone Biles, really strong. We talk about comebacks, and the Biles comeback from the mental health issue is just absolutely phenomenal. Well, how about Suni Lee? Do you know in the 3rd week of January this year, she was hospitalized with kidney disease. She could not stand. She could not walk. Her blood counts were all upside down. She didn't know she'd ever compete again. Suni Lee wins 3 medals in this Olympic, including 1 gold. That's coming out of the hospital at the end of January and getting back into training and just competing, and then competing at the national level and then competing at the global level. Phenomenal. How about Katie Ladecky? Holy cow, what a career. And she's not done yet. She's got 12 Olympic medals based on swimming. And what I saw her do in the 1,500 meter swimming event, freestyle, phenomenal. I mean, that's like swimming a marathon, going 15 to 18 minutes at full speed.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing. So Katie Ladecky says she wants to come back again. Just talk about a couple of others. We're now into track and field week. High octane, high energy, high personality Noah Lyles. He has been talking for weeks about he's going to be the next Usain Bolt. Mm-hmm. And he's gone out and he won the world championships up in Eugene, Oregon, both the 100 and the 200 meter. And so he comes out and he doesn't run real well in the qualifying. He doesn't win either of the 2 qualifying events. And then he toes it. Coming off the line Sunday, he runs 9.79 and wins in a photo finish, beating a great runner out of Jamaica and beating his own teammate, Fred Curley, who finished 3rd. 9.79. And the stadium just erupted. Track and field needs personalities.
Oh, yeah.
In essence, loudmouths. But boy, is he good. And he's going to get... And the 100 is not his favorite event. His favorite event is tomorrow. Dude, it's a 200 meter. So he's going to try to be what Bolt was, which was get the gold in the 100 and the 200 simultaneously. We always talk about people accomplishing something in the reaction. Brett Fisher was just a distance runner from the U.S. Brett Fisher qualified to run the 10,000 meters, which is, it's a bitch at an event. He finished 3rd. He got a medal in an event nobody paid any attention to as it relates to him. All these Ethiopians and the Kenyans and a great distance runners are trained at altitude. And Brett Fisher, he finishes 3rd and gets the bronze. And then there's the swimmer, Ryan Murphy. This was so cool. So he finishes 3rd in his event. So he gets the medal. So he's in the pool and he's doing this, looks towards his wife and points. His wife holds up a sign that says, it's a girl. She was pregnant. They just had the test.
Nice.
He he fell apart in the pool. That was so cool.
Mhm.
She's giving him a high five. He's in the pool giving her a high five, and she's holding a sign. It's a girl.
Beautiful.
It was really neat. And how about the high jumper from Ukraine who trained in Kiev? Her house was destroyed. Half of her city is destroyed. And she won a gold medal. She won the gold medal last night. Just amazing. And then there's the pros that are playing in the Olympics. And of course, we've talked a little bit about LeBron James and Team USA basketball, et cetera, et cetera. Djokovic wins the gold medal in men's competition against Carlos Alcaraz. Scotty Scheffler comes from behind, catches John Rahm. He wins the gold in men's golf. Did you see them at the podium? They wept. They cried uncontrollably.
Really?
And these guys have won the biggest events in their sport, whether it's British Open, Masters, U.S. Open, Scheffler's dominance this season, Djokovic, what he's done to Wimbledon and all the other Grand Slams. They stood on the podium and they could not retain their composure as they played the anthems and people came with their flags.
Well, yeah.
They wept. I mean,
awesome.
that was really cool to see because these guys have everything in the world. And they were brought to their knees by the success they had playing for their flag. I thought that was neat. And could you please tell me why Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are on my TV and your TV? I mean, isn't this a little overkill by NBC to kind of reach and put these people on like Snoop represents anything in athletics? And by the way, Snoop did time in prison for drugs and the death of a man. And he's now treated as mega celebrity. And Martha Stewart, she did the exact same thing in prison for breaking the law. And she's on, I don't know, your food channel or my food channel. Why are they on NBC on my TV during the Olympics? Please explain. Okay, so John, I threw a lot against the wall. Go ahead and comment on what Simone Biles represents. Comment about those that overcame the adversity and the kind of the cool stuff that we've seen.
Well, this is an amazing list of things here you have here.
I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But before I just comment on those, I want to just say that the table tennis has been amazing, to watch how these people play a sport that I enjoy playing recreationally. And it's like a whole other level. The shot put was awesome. And seeing those dudes train for that and prepare. I mean, there's so many great storylines.
Yeah, I think the NBC telecasts have just been fabulous.
Oh, yeah, they must make a boatload of money in advertising revenue, just the way they cook up all these storylines.
But what they spend to produce all these storylines, cover it with the people. And the technical people behind the scenes are just phenomenal people. Hall of Fame, creative genius type people. But go on, carry on with the rest.
Carry on. Okay. Simone Biles, unbelievable. Suni Lee, both of them have movies made about them, But the interesting thing about Simone Biles that I was reading about this morning is that, in the floor exercise, apparently she went out of bounds and that cost her, but she still ended up with a medal because the tricks that she was doing were so much more difficult.
Yep.
And so it's interesting in gymnastics and in ice skating and certain sports, they'll present, what they're going to do, and then they execute it. And so it makes the judging very interesting in these sports.
Yeah, it's very, very, very subjective. And then how about some of the personal accomplishments of these people? It's a girl. And how about what the high jumper, what she did coming out of Ukraine? Holy cow.
Well, she's beautiful, by the way.
Yes.
And like she was wearing like blue and yellow eyeshadow, just for the Ukraine flag. And what a great story, to see someone from a nation just getting shellacked, that can come here and perform. All great stuff. But Snoop Dogg is great. He's like a cartoon character out there. And yeah, he had a troubled past, but we've talked about second chances, Lee. And I like seeing Snoop out there. That's all good. And then the final comment. Scheffler winning golf is great, but what happened to our guy Xander Schauffele? He was leading after the third round.
Couldn't hang in there. And Rahm had a 4-stroke lead, and he let it get away from him. It was just, golf is golf. I'm sorry, the Olympics gold medal. I'd rather see the Masters and the British Open than anything else. But that's cool. But to see how those guys, these rich people who have everything in the world, just totally break down on the podium. Wow.
Well, they don't have everything in the world. They didn't have a gold medal,
They do now.
and now they're part of Team America, and so they got to be ecstatic about it. I mean, what a thrill! Because a lot of times for the pros, remember the pros never used to be able to go on the Olympics.
Sure.
So now they can do that, and what a highlight for their career. One comment about Team USA: what's your take on this whole Joel Embiid not playing for Team France thing?
Well, he grew up in French Cameroon,
Mhm.
but he's U.S. citizen. So he's got the choice to do either or. He's been really abused by the French
I
basketball
know.
fans.
When he ever gets the ball, they're always booing him.
Well, he's not playing that much either.
Mhm.
But, the big storyline ought to be Wembanyama. Just cheer the 19-year-old superstar from France. He's one of your own. And Embiid could have made any decision he wanted, and he elected to stay with his guys. He's had so many injuries that have kind of robbed him of the greatness of what his career would be. He used to be out here. He used to be at the University of Washington
Mhm.
in the Pac-12 conference. And then he left fairly early, but he's had significant knee and leg injuries last 2 to 3 years. Just not career's not quite turned up, but boy, he's a stud. But he wanted to play with the guys. He wanted to play for the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but usually you would find that they want to play for the nation where they were born. But again, it's his choice. I mean, he's a dual citizen, so good for him.
Okay. Coming up, Fans Forum. This podcast is brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers. 9 locations to serve you, and the brand new one up in Orange County. If you've got projects for the rest of summer or thinking about ideas for the fall, think Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers. And again, quick reminder, X marks the spot. Would like you to become one of my followers on my Twitter all-star team. Just type in my slug line at Hacksaw1090 and then follow me on Twitter. Want you to register, join Hacksaw's Insiders group. You can do that by going to my website and check my website every morning for late-breaking stories, LeeHacksawHamilton.com.